Hello and welcome to CBA coming to you from Hargeisa, Somaliland. My name is Abdillahi Hassan and you are watching the news in brief. A man who has been in quarantine center in Garowe town of northeastern Somalia for days has died on Saturday evening. The deceased, who returned from Ethiopia recently, was quarantined in Garowe upon arriving in the town. According to sources privy to the case, the man underwent a test but died before the results were established, leaving many people with fears that the deceased person may have succumbed to deadly coronavirus. The Puntland government has not officially commented on the latest report. Meanwhile, the Deputy Director of Garowe General Hospital, Dr. Mohammed Abdirashid, confirmed the death of the man who was in quarantine center. The official did not clarify whether the man died of the novel coronavirus, which ravaged many countries in the world. Similarly, the director did not mention the name of the man. The patient, whose identity has not been disclosed, is reported to have arrived from Ethiopia recently and was isolated after he presented mild fever and coughing symptoms, which has since been linked to coronavirus, which causes COVID-19. A video of what's believed to be the deceased in a pickup truck with masked doctors has been widely shared on social media. CBA, however, cannot confirm the authenticity of the video. Neither the federal government nor the local administration have commented on the matter by the time we went on air. Somalia currently does not have COVID-19 testing centers and relies on WHO-run testing centers in Kenya. Health Minister Dr. Fawzi Abubakar said Saturday the country was expecting to have the first testing center and equipment ready in 21 days. The Puntland state of Somalia has received coronavirus testing kits from the central government in Mogadishu. The federal government had dispatched the testing kits, which were donated by the Chinese businessman Jack Ma to 54 African countries. The kits reached Garowe, the administrative capital of Puntland, and were received by the health officials of the oldest state in the federal government of Somalia. The state has already provided quarantine centers that will be used to quarantine people suspected to have been infected with the deadly coronavirus disease. It also has taken its internal measures to curb the spread of the virus, which has so far been reported in the capital Mogadishu alone. The Somali government has meanwhile dispatched the second consignment of preventive equipment to the regional states in the south of the country amid novel coronavirus cases rising. According to the Somali Health Ministry, the equipment to prevent the spread of the coronavirus was on Sunday sent to both Jubaland and Southwest states. The ministry also delivered the equipment to Banadir administration. At least 29 Al-Shabaab fighters have been killed and several injured in airstrikes since the beginning of this year. In a statement, the Somali government said airstrikes jointly conducted by the Somali forces and the U.S. military eliminated a number of Al-Shabaab fighters in different parts of the country. As of the date of this report, 29 Al-Shabaab terrorists have been killed in the joint strikes this year. The statement reads in part: according to the statement, the latest airstrike against Al-Shabaab took place on Friday. On the evening of 27 March 2020, the federal government of Somalia, in coordination with the federal member states and its U.S. partners, conducted an airstrike against Al-Shabaab militants near the town of Pula Fulay. The statement said the airstrike killed 2 Al-Shabaab fighters. Recently, the Somali government stepped up operations against the group in south and central Somalia. Thomas Schäfer, the finance minister of the Germany's Heesta state, has committed suicide, apparently after becoming deeply worried over how to cope with the economic fallout from coronavirus. State Premier Volker Bouffier said on Sunday. Schäfer, who was 54 years old, was found dead near a railway track on Saturday. The Wiesbaden prosecution office said that they believe he died by suicide. "We are in a shock. We are in disbelief, and above all, we are immensely sad," Bouffier said in a recorded statement. Hees is home to Germany's financial capital Frankfurt, where major lenders like Deutsche Bank and Commerzbank have their headquarters. The European Central Bank is also located in Frankfurt. A visibly shaken Bouffier recalled that Schäfer was Hees's finance chief for 10 years. He had been working day and night to help companies and workers deal with the economic impact of the pandemic. Today we have to assume that he was deeply worried, said Bouffier, a close ally of Chancellor Angela Merkel. It is precisely during this difficult time that we would have needed someone like him. Popular and well-respected Schäfer had long been touted as possible successor to Bouffier. Like Bouffier, Schäfer belonged to Merkel's center-right CDU party. He leaves behind a wife and 2 children. Malian is heard to the polls on Sunday for a long-delayed parliamentary election less than a day after the country reported its first death from coronavirus. Also overshadowing the election was the kidnapping of the leading opposition figure of the West African country on Wednesday. Somalia is believed to be in the hands of jihadists. Security concerns have seen the vote postponed several times since 2018. The war-torn country has over 200,000 displaced people, none of whom are expected to be able to vote. Mali reported its first COVID-19 case on Wednesday, with many observers and authorities concerned that an outbreak could wreak havoc in the impoverished nation of 19 million. The country has now declared a medical emergency despite the relatively low number of cases so far. As of Saturday, 18 cases have been reported, with the first death confirmed hours before the polls opened. Much of Mali's territory lies outside the state control, meaning that widespread implementation of preventive measures could be difficult or impossible. Large parts of the north of the country are controlled by an Al-Qaeda-aligned jihadist group. But amid coronavirus fears, violence and poverty, large swaths of the population are not expected to pay much attention to the election. Thank you for joining us. That was our news in brief. Stay tuned for full and more detailed news coverage coming to you later tonight.